Jen, your pudgy picker, here with week 2. Time has gone really fast. So if you're new to my channel, please check out last week's video where I have an overview of, that's my dog shaking. I have an overview of why my history and why I decided to go on the Wegovy, the SEMAGLUTIDE. So that's the start of it. Are you done? You know, everybody's out cold until I start to film. So of course, the first thing I got to start with is I am not a doctor, I am not a nurse, I am not a professional when it comes to healthcare. I'm not in the industry. I want to make sure that any decision that you make to follow this plan or any other plan, you should talk to your doctor first. I'm only sharing what works for me, what's going on with me, my experiences on dosage and side effect, and what I've learned as I've gone along the way. And all of that is my opinion, my viewpoint, my perspective, and your results may be way better or not as good or the exact same, who knows. So I want to make sure I give you that disclaimer so that you understand where we're at. So all that being said, let's take my glasses off because my eyeballs are bad. I got my trusty little, I'm just going to show you. I got stickers and notes and everything. It's actually very cute. So today is July 23rd. Now you're like, no, that was last week. I do my videos, give myself some time to think about what I want to say, and then I put them in the editor, and then you see them. So everything you see is just 1 week delayed. So we are on week 2, which was from July 16th to July 23rd when I'm recording this. My start weight for the beginning of this week was 252 even, and my weight as of this morning on the 23rd is 248. So I lost 4 pounds in the second week, and I'm very happy with that. My start weight, which was the beginning of this month, July 1st, was 264.4, and my weight as of today is the 248. So far this month I have lost, I'm reading my notes, I have lost 16.4 pounds. I'm very surprised. I have been taking my weight every day. I usually don't do that when I'm watching what I eat, but I kind of wanted to just see what the ebb and flow is according to when I take my shot, you know, how I'm feeling, how my weight changes, and that's been very interesting. So I'm going to continue to do that for now. My doctor and also my nutritionist, which I talked to, I'll get to that, was like, you know, how often do you weigh? And I told her, and she's like, you know, does that trigger you? Does it bother you? You know, does it? I said, no. I said, and then I told her why. I said, from a pure data-driven point, it's interesting to look at and see the ups and downs. And she's like, yeah, that's a good way to look at it, as long as it's not bothering you or causing you to eat or get upset or whatever. She's like, just go ahead and do what you're going to do. So that's good. So I had my nutritionist visit today. I spoke with her 2 weeks ago, and that was the first time I had contact with her. She is such a lovely, lovely young lady. She's probably in her late 20s, early 30s. Very knowledgeable, very listens, has great suggestions, isn't just about reading a script. So that's my experience with her. Now, on the app, when I go on, it's not an app. When I go to the website and I sign in, there's also a place for you to change your nutritionist. So if for some reason you just aren't clicking, you aren't vibing, you don't think she's listening or getting you, there is a way to change that. But my experience so far has been very good. So I went over all of my information. She just had me go through a couple of days of what I've been eating and at what times I've been eating. And she was very impressed and very happy. Now, one thing she asked me to do to make a priority 2 weeks ago was to exercise 3 times a week. Now, I wanted to make sure I got all my eating, you know, and my drinking water and all that stuff kind of in line. But an issue with this medication is you can lose muscle mass instead of fat. So she's like, I know it may not be the funnest thing in the world or whatever, but you really need to make a priority. So 20 to 30 minutes 3 times a week. Now, I can certainly get that in certain ways. I just went to the zoo with my kids and my daughter-in-law, and we walked around for literally 2.5 hours. So I knew that was a good thing I got going. So that was definitely, that counts for this past week. But I'm going to try and maybe, since my sleep schedule's been really great, I'm getting up at the same time, going to bed at the same time or around the same time. And when my alarm goes off, it just kind of like, I wake up and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm ready to get up. So that's a nice way to do it. It isn't like when my alarm goes off, I'm like death warmed over, So I've been doing really good with my sleep. I've had an issue with my sleep for years. I've had a doctor offer to prescribe me, prescription medication for it. And I just kept saying, no, I just didn't want to get into the swing of using that. And then I thought with this new, way of eating that I'm just going to just not worry about that, work about the sleep schedule and see if that helps. And it has. So I'm very happy about that. She said, hang on a second. Apologies. I know if you're just new to my channel, I am not a polished, very cool editing YouTuber. What you see is what you get. I'll pause if the dogs are barking. But hey, this is my house, this is my life, this is my office. We just go with it. Okay, so when I first spoke to her, she said, let me see you in 2 weeks. Start keeping track, up your water consumption, do the exercise 3 times a week. Those are your goals. And then in 2 weeks, we'll meet up again. We'll talk. So we did today. And then she said, do you want to do 2 weeks from now? Do you want to do 3 weeks from now? And I said, no, I think I got the water and the eating and a lot of that stuff kind of down. And in the next 3 weeks between this visit and next one, I'm going to make more of an effort to do the exercising. With my sleep schedule, I brought that up because if I'm getting up first thing and it's summer, it's hot, I'm going to try and maybe do a 20 to 30 minute walk with my dog early in the morning, because around here between 10 and 2 o'clock, it is sweltering. I mean, I live in Ohio, you don't think it would be that hot in the summer, but this summer has been very hot. So I could maybe do that, make sure that I, go out for that amount of time. Also things, if I'm going out or, walking in trails or stuff, I will count that as well. Walking will be my preferred at least one of the times that I exercise this week. I'm also kind of pulling up some videos on YouTube as far as like 20 to 30 minutes, starting workout or, heavier girl workout or whatever. So I will start doing that, and I'll exercise here in my office, I think. What else? So any issues, side effects, any kind of thing like that. This week, and when I talked to my nutritionist, I kind of had maybe it's that moment, that I've been experiencing headaches, probably almost every day, like a 4 out of, 1 out of 10. So it's not like, my head's going to explode. But with me drinking more water, I have drastically reduced how much Diet Pepsi I'm drinking. I have the 16.9 ounce bottles. I would drink anywhere from 4 to 6 of those a day. It's diet. Oh, it's fine. It's diet. No, it isn't. So with me switching to water, I'm drinking 13 cups of water a day. And that's about the middle of where my doctor wants me. So I'm going to hit, that'll be my minimum. And then somewhere along the way, I give myself permission to have 1. Maybe 2, but usually just 1, because if I drink 13 cups of water, I'm eating lots of fruit that has a lot of water, and then I drink a Diet Pepsi, I'm going to be sloshing. So when I was talking to her, and I said, yeah, I got the little bit of headaches, and And she's like, well, that can be a slight, issue with the medication, as long as it's not really, a really high or really bad headache. And I said, now that I'm drinking more water, I know I'm not dehydrated, but drinking water instead of Diet Pepsi, because I'm not a coffee drinker. So I think the first thing in the morning I get up and I literally open a Diet Pepsi and I was drinking it. So I think it might be a caffeine withdrawal issue. I've gone off my Diet Pepsi before, and it was really, really bad headaches. But I think with me drinking the amount of water I'm drinking, that really kind of, levels that out, so it's not so bad. So that's my results for week 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, either just out of curiosity or if you're, doing the same thing as I am, please leave me a message down below. And then if there's a few, or I see kind of a reoccurring theme, then any of these weekly videos, I'll say, well, I've been seeing people ask about this or that. So I will make sure that I cover that information. Oh, one last thing. I was prompted on the website to go ahead and put in my my prescription request. And it had a choice on there. This is through Mochi Health is what I'm doing, because my doctor would charge probably 4 to 5 times as much if I went through them. So that's why I chose Mochi Health. It's I get the nutritionist, I get the doctor, I get a lot more, and it's not $1 million. So if you're interested, I think you should check it out. The only reason, and I've seen a lot of people say, well, all these pharmacies are popping up and they're doing this and that, and, I don't think that's right. And so I've seen people on YouTube have that issue. The only reason I'm going through Mochi Health or anyone other than my primary doctor is because my insurance doesn't cover it. And through my doctor, it would be over $1,000 a month. With Mochi Health, I'm paying $79 a month to be in the program. And I'm paying $175 for the medication, the syringes, everything I need to give that to myself. So that being said, when I put the refill request in, you're supposed to do it 1.5 weeks to 2 weeks ahead of time. So next week is my last dose on the first one that I got. So it said, what dosage do you want, 0.25 or 0.50? So I decided, and I know a lot of people don't get that decision. Some insurance, if they cover it, they want you to follow a certain, prescription, how they do it. I'm not under that restriction. I think I'm doing really well right now. I don't want to take more medicine than necessary, because if it's working for me and my side effects are low, if I increase it, I don't think losing any faster is good for me, and it will also increase the side effects. So you're like, yay, I'll lose more weight, but you'll have more side effects. So my thinking is I'm just going to stick with another month of 0.25, so I'll have 8 weeks under my belt, and then about that time I will have my doctor's appointment. She wanted to see me after the initial time 2 months later, so then we can kind of discuss the dosing and see if my logic is sound with her, that I should move up, or when I should move up. So I guess that's it. I really am glad that you guys are tuning in and listening to what I have to say. Again, if you're new to my channel is called Pudgy Picker, and you're like, what the heck is that? I am a reseller. I sell on eBay, and I also sell in a antique mall. So if you're interested in, even if you don't resell, if you're interested in seeing other people's garage sale, or I do the occasional booth tour so you can see what I'm doing. If you're interested in that, click the subscribe button, hang around. I would appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week, week 3. And until then, thanks. Bye.